You will subscribe to Delululand.
Look at me. Sure. Look at me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel Delululand. My name is Uhari and today I am riding the high of having my first high five with my boyfriend's mother. Ah! Sorry, this is my first serious relationship. We're in a good place and mama gave me a high five and I'm feeling high. Anyway, hi, how are you? Hello. If you're new, hi, sorry, little disorientated life. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about Ozempic. You know when you just sit back and watch something unfold and it happens exactly the way you thought it would happen? When this Ozempic craze started, I was just like, here it goes, another one, a miracle weight loss drug. The world goes through quite a bit of weight loss miracles ever so often. I don't know, it's cyclical. Every couple of I don't know how many years, some really smart pharmacologists come together and they make something either on purpose or consequently, like with Ozempic, which was to lower blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes or diabetes in general, or help them manage it. But then they were like, oh wait, this is helping people lose weight. And then people were like, lose weight, you say? And that's what it's known for. But that wasn't the original thing. My whole point was, then there was Ozempic. But before there was Ozempic, there were other things. And I tried one of those things, which is why I knew that this whole Ozempic craze was just going to backfire on a bunch of people, which I'm not happy about, but I'm happy that I could see it coming. Who doesn't like being right anyway? Let's get into it. The year is 2017. The weight on the scale, over 100 kilograms. And it's all up on this body, baby. All over my body. See there? All over my body. Here where my collarbones are. You see them collarbones? There's a bunch of like fat just covering it all up. And I went to Curves International and they weighed me and they did a bunch of shit. And yeah, it turned out I weighed 100 kilograms, which was a lot more than I thought I did. I didn't weigh myself for a long time, which, by the way, weigh yourself. If you're avoiding the scale, weigh yourself. Avoiding it isn't going to change the reality. And stepping on it made me realize that I was in a terrible reality and I needed to change something. So I went to the doctor, and one of the things we tried was a little medication called phentermine. I think it was phentermine. If I'm getting it wrong, I'm not looking it up because somebody in the comment section is gonna know what it is. But it's kind of just like legal propane, but with a C. It mimics the effects. You know how sometimes when people are on, they lose a lot of weight? They found a way to say, what if we make legal and help fat asses lose weight? I don't know why. Help fat asses lose weight without being high. And y'all, it worked. I lost a lot of weight fast. I dropped from 100 kilograms to 93 kilograms. That was the lowest I got on that. And it was working really good. But there was a hiccup, and that hiccup is alcoholism. Recovering alcoholic over here, okay? 4 years alcohol-free, hallelujah, amen. November makes 5. Celebrate good times, come on. This is apple cider sparkling. But yes, I'm just gonna take a break and celebrate that because I don't do that enough. So Here's to me and solid 4 years and some odd months without alcohol. All the sugar, none of the alcohol, but you do get the calories, which is what we're talking about today. But hey, I know how to work it off without phentermine or Ozempic. So I was on phentermine. Now I'm distracted by my hair. It's okay. Oh, my favorite YouTubers have ADHD. So they get lost and then they come back, but that's what makes them amazing, because whenever they find like their hyperfixation, they can just go into it and make like a bunch of YouTube videos about it, and they're like, yay. And it's like, hey, have you ever noticed how neurodivergence, like when we were in class, they're like, oh, you're sick, but then, you know, the kids with the ADHD, they graduate and they can focus on whatever they want to focus on. So when they focus on their special thing, they become like Kenny JD and they make like friggin' tons and tons of money. Also like Jarvis, 2 Black creators who have ADHD who are killing it, because something powerful happens when people with ADHD can focus on what they want to focus on, instead of being told that they're disabled because they can't sit still and be forced to do what other people can be forced to do because they are less susceptible to authority. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to Ozempic. Okay, put me on phentermine, had to go off of it because I can't drink alcohol and take it. I did that once and then I almost had a heart attack, and it was because it's an upper and a downer. So I realized either I stopped drinking or I stopped taking phentermine, and I wasn't ready to stop drinking, so I stopped taking phentermine, and then I gained back the weight. But not only did I gain it back, I gained more, like way more, you know, like the whole statistic where like, oh, people lose weight, but then they gain it back and they gain even more. Yeah, me in the statistic. But guess what? Didn't have to stay that way. Didn't stay that way. I finally was able to overcome my weight issues. Because see, before I started phentermine, I was 100 kilograms. Lowest I got on phentermine was 93 kilograms. By the end of it all, my highest weight was 124 kilograms. And that was the highest recorded, and I've worked my way down. From there, sorry. Hey man, I went from like a bunch of chins to like when I drink something, you can see like small life victories, am I right? So how was I able then to lose the weight that I have lost? I realized that weight is very much psychological. I was fat, but it wasn't incidental, and it wasn't just genetic. I have a genetic predisposition to being fat. Got a lot of fatties on each side of the family. But just because I can get that big doesn't mean I should remain that big or stay that big or just capitulate into the worst of my genetic probability. I can work hard, but I had to break out of a psychological funk. I talk about my alcoholism, because my alcoholism, that was directly tied to my weight. I was drinking a lot every day. And then on top of that, drinking makes me want to eat junk. So I was drinking a lot, eating a lot of junk, and also not moving. And that altogether made a fatty. Real big fatty who almost became a death fatty. And I can speak however I want about my body. So I was a fatty, big ass fatty. And I was lazy. And I was living a very passive life. And then one day I was talking to a friend and he asked me how my day was. And I told him and asked him how his day was. And he told me. And he was like, have you noticed how every day is the same for us? And he was like, maybe it's because we're always doing the same thing. Something about that just clicked in my head. And I realized if I want my life to change, I have to do something different. And that was the day I decided that I was going to stop drinking. And that is when I decided to take therapy seriously. And I invested myself in my therapy. And I learned the coping skills that I needed. And I grew up from feeling good as a way to avoid my pain. Drinking and eating, and enjoying myself and relaxing and doing therapeutic things, all of that was just making me stationary, and it wasn't solving any of my problems. Once I started becoming an active member of my own life, I was able to fall in love with eating healthier food, with eating less portions. I was able to fall in love with moving and exercise. And oh, won't you know it? Calories in, calories out. Ate less, moved more. Bada bim, bada bam. No phentermine. I lost weight. It's not a secret, and it's not something that's complicated. 1 plus 1 minus 1 is 1. Plus 1 is 2. Life has laws. I talk about this a lot, like natural laws like gravity, things like that exist in every sphere of life. And actualizing change in your life and then maintaining it, there are rules to that. And so if you are to try to bypass the rules by thinking that you can just take something and get that result without working for it, well, you can get it for a short while like I did, but it's not going to last, like with me, because I didn't have the skills necessary to sustain that weight loss. I didn't get at it in a healthy way. It's why weight loss surgery fails for so many people. It didn't fail. It's a tool. In the same way that Ozempic or phentermine, these are just weight loss tools to help you get there. It's a means to the end and not the end in itself. But if you look at those things as the end in itself, then you will focus on weight loss, and then you'll lose the weight, and then you'll be like, yeah, but dude, once you're there, you have to stay there. Getting there isn't all that hard. It's just staying at your goal weight and maintaining that weight loss and maintaining that lifestyle change. That is where the difference comes in. And that is why many people will take Ozempic and they're gaining the weight back when they stop, because you can't take it forever, particularly people who don't have diabetes. Then you have people who are so lazy because you don't even have like real weight to lose. Some of us I had to lose over 100 pounds. Over 100 pounds. And there's people who have to lose like 10, 15, 20 pounds. They're taking it fuck all the way off. Work hard. You can do it. You don't need Ozempic. Stop taking shortcuts, because guess what? There are no real shortcuts. If you get there fast, it's one thing. But are you going to be able to stay there? Like anything in life, you gotta have skills. It's like somebody who wins the lottery and they have a lot of money and then they spend it like it's still coming in, but it's not coming in. And the next thing you know, they're poor. And they're poor. Why? Because they didn't have financial literacy. Because it's not enough just to get the money or weight loss. You have to learn how to maintain it. And maintaining anything from wealth to weight loss requires skills. So, to people who are thinking of taking Ozempic just for weight loss, you don't even have that much weight to lose, or you want to jumpstart your weight loss, it's okay. Just know that Ozempic isn't the end all and be all of it. You can't just lose weight. You have to be able to maintain that. And that is why these things tend to fail. So if you have a weight issue and you are like proper super morbidly obese and you want to use a weight loss tool and then it fails you, just realize that the best weight loss tool is therapy. Once you are able to fix your psychological relationship with food and movement and whatever it is that's causing you to be that size, because your weight isn't the issue, it's just a manifestation of a deeper issue. It's a symptom. For me, it was like a depression. I hate it. I know it sucks. There's so many assumptions that people make about bigger people, but that's because unlike some things, weight you can't hide. It tells people there's something in this person's life, and this makes people assume things. And I know it sucks and I hate it and it's unfair, but you can do something about it. You can fight it. And let me tell you, once you lose that weight and you keep it off, life feels good. You never have to worry about your weight again, because once you have the skills within you, it's like, it's just life. You never have to think about it again for the rest of your life. That's the problem with like body positivity or whatever. If you don't love your body and you're making yourself think you love your body, you're going to have to give yourself those pep talks every day. You're going to have to keep singing the anthems. You're going to keep having to take the Lizzo. But once you solve the problem, you can just move on because you won't need copium. which is what a lot of these ideologies are. It's just copium to make you feel good, but without making any change. So in conclusion, I would say that Ozempic is a medicine. It was designed to do something. Weight loss was an after effect. It's great, but it's not just a weight loss drug. And if you think that taking a weight loss drug or getting weight loss surgery is the solution to you lose weight, it's not. You need the skills. Once you have the skills, you can sustain the changes that you made. That's all that matters in life. It's not getting there, it's staying there. And I have been maintaining my weight loss since 2020. I'm one of those people who was able to get some good from the penny. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use this time. I'm just gonna dun, 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 dun. And I'm like, oh, you can't see me. And I'm also happy. I'm like, oh, look at me, look at me. All those kinds of things. All the dreams I had, you know, pretty privileged, all those things, you know, but you gotta work hard. So you can't skip things. No shortcuts. I got a little bit ranty there at the end. Anyway, that coffee is really just moving through me. I'm trying my best to just, but it's still so, so I think I'm just gonna, you know, finish it, maybe get on the bike, kind of just like, because I want to sleep, but I'm feeling really hyper. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with achieving your goals. And remember, you are alive on a planet and have consciousness. Do something with it. If you don't subscribe, you will be smacked down by the Lord.